I'm not going to fold anything in particular. I'm going to start with a diagonal line, and the principles of paper folding that I work with are it either goes up or it goes down, and I have never been able to get one side of the paper to pass through to the other. Therefore, I assume it won't. So I have a barrier. I'm not going to go the whole way. Now look here. I'm going to fold this. And when I do that, you get arcs. Where a line intersects a line at an angle, like this one here coming into here, and there isn't enough material to run it out, it creates an arc. And once you have the arc, something so simple as one little triangle in there is beautiful. When I die, if there are still people to bury you, I would like to be put into one of these forms. I live in the San Joaquin Valley of California, and I just got back from, where was it? Wishawn Dam. And I have been meditating on mushrooms, not as in eating mushrooms and meditating that way. However, at one time I had started a mushroom growing co-op in the Central Valley of California where I am, and I have been talking to people about how to integrate systems of agriculture with fungus culture and soil reparation and soil stabilization, and real good resource for this would be Paul Stamets, brilliant man. Go to his TED Talk. We're in a real bad situation right here, because up in the National Forest on the meadows, all of the trees are dying. I have pictures, hundreds. I'll let you all see them. And they have been aerially bombarding the environment for several years with chemicals, and the rate of bombardment has just exponentially increased, where I have no illusion but to say that we are at a state of war. And we have a situation that if we don't have a way of creating a food source, they got us. However, there is a way of quickly creating a food source, and the materials in order to create this food source are very simple. It is time to learn how to take our own power. A little bit of background on myself. I helped organize a symposium on alternative energies and at the World Ag Expo in Tulare County. And so it's one of my areas of ponder that I have been looking at for years, and also the fear factor of, and the economics of power and oil and look at this. See? I don't have a camera where I can see exactly what you see. It's not coming on the same direction. So I'm hoping you're getting the feel of what is happening and how you can make beautiful objects. And I would recommend, as you make these objects, that you meditate and use them as a placard of peace, because we're going to have to do peace and restoration of the mountains. Now, here is, go worst case scenario for those of you who like to have your hearts pumping. The chemicals that have been being sprayed are magnesium, aluminum, and barium, and a few others. Now I'm talking about the killing of the forest. And you'll see the pictures. See, I just put a little triangle right in here, and I did that just by bringing this down and pinching it. Now, this paper I'm going to take and I'm going to reverse this right here. And when I do and I bring this in, see, the paper puts itself into place. Nature obeys rules, and we as mankind, we could too. I believe that, check out the Stirling engine, check out How to Grow Mushrooms. We can all work together in order to repair the damage of this war if we get this war stopped quick enough. If we don't get it stopped quick enough when the mountains burn, because they're all dead, you create a area the size of the San Joaquin Valley that must be evacuated. Sacramento has, the devastation that will happen in Sacramento will be worse than that happened in Louisiana, because of the delta and levee system. I live downtown Sacramento. Sacramento is the state capital of California. And the downtown government area of California is between two rivers, and when the levees go, the government of California is no longer. Now, as the mountains sit, it is a foregone guarantee that this is a probability. Okay, it was said that there's going to be a 100-year flood one day. Oh, lips are going to come in here. Look at here. So we have to work at establishing a fungal base at the forest through aerial spraying of substrate in order to stabilize the soil and use the watershed in order to transfer materials, biological materials, from decomposing biological materials from the watershed of the Sierras. Now, one of the benefits of this is that when mycelium grows, that is the white strands of the fungus, it binds soils together, and I was privileged to work with a new substrate and test its growing ability on Pleurotius of oyster mushroom. And I took a crop off in 13 days. So really, if we work together as far as food goes, it's not a long process. We don't have to panic about food. Anybody who's a good cook will be able to put together a laboratory. And I believe with the Stirling engine and solar, but the Stirling engine probably is our greatest bet. There's a lot of solar out there on houses, and if we use power together rather than greedily, we can fix this thing. That is oh, look at that. See how the lines come in, your angles? And the beautiful thing about these is if you just follow the paper and you don't, it will go into place. And so it offers intimate, ultimate, infinite ability to create. And things move in once you have a piece and you have lines, then it can be reworked over and over again. So even within one piece, you get to start understanding spatial you start to perceive things in a different manner because you're working with holy geometry expressed upon a plane of paper with a purpose, and that purpose is fellowship, which is what we were created to do with each other and communicate, and forgiveness, because I've been so bad, and now we're at war. And I had been praying for a generation of peace. There's a lot of information I have to get out. There's a lot of research, and I don't think there's really time to do a whole lot of asking of who. Okay, but there I have some pretty good ideas of who's been working together in order to accomplish this thing. Their signs are all over the place. Anyway, if you like this, please forward it on to somebody else. We need to network together. And somebody got to contact me to help me get into the Google Plus or whatever, because we need a social network. There's a lot of training we need to get done. We're in war conditions right now, and so we need to train the forces on both peace and restoration. I know that I trained with some spikers, so if there are any of you out there, please come. Now, this is not militia. This is restoration and peace. We work as a community, and there's nobody who's not worthy to have their hands be able to pick up a piece of paper in peace and have dinner. So that is not, I could not be called a racist, because all I want is to be able to share with everyone. So please, let's shop for peace. Remember, shop.com. That quickly you can monetize as we grow, and when you understand the numbers, I guess I should write down the equation for you. You'll see how it all works.